Hey everyone, so it's Sarah. Today we're going to be doing a first impression / review, and the product that we're going to be reviewing is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. I know this has been out for a really long time, but I've never tried it, and so many people rave about it, so I thought I would try it out for myself. Now it does say it is for normal to oily skin. I do not have either. I have really dry skin, but I've heard so many people talk about it and rave about it even if they have dry skin, so we're going to try it out anyways. Okay, so to get started, I have already moisturized my face, and now I'm going to apply my primer, and I'm sure you can all guess what that is. It is the Becca Backlight priming filter, and I'm just going to apply one pump of this all over my face. And since this is a matte foundation, this will add a little bit more radiance to it, hopefully. It won't make it so flat. Okay, so I just finished applying my primer. I'm going to let it soak in for a minute and let my face calm down a little because it's really red. But for the application today, I'm going to use my Beauty Blender for half my face. And then I'm going to try my Artiste Oval 7 for the other half of my face. I also have a review on this brush if you want to check it out if you haven't already. So yeah, I'm just going to see which way I like it better. And I'm going to do one half of my face at a time, just because I don't know how quickly the foundation sets. And there is no pump with this foundation, which is a little bit of a downside, but it's okay. Now this foundation is very light, so it might be a little bit too light for me, but I keep saying that, but it's probably gonna match. I'm just in denial that I'm so pale right now. So I just applied some to the back of my hand, and I'm going to dot this on half of my face. Okay, dotted it on half my face. I'm just going to use my Beauty Blender. So this is the right half of my face. So it is blending out really nice. It's all blended out. I wouldn't say that it's full coverage. I would definitely say that it is a light to medium coverage. It didn't cover all of my blemishes by any means. So what does it even say on the back? It says mattifies and refines pores, matches natural tone, natural seamless finish. So it doesn't tell you what it's a full coverage or what it claims to be. I'm going to apply a little bit more to my cheeks and a little bit more around my nose. This is one half, the not half done, the half that is done. I do really like it. It blended out nicely. It matches pretty perfectly. The only place that's giving me some difficulties is around my nose, of course. It's definitely not emphasizing any of my pores or anything like that. It's just around my nose it's cleaned my dry patches, but it is a foundation for oily to normal skin tones. Skin tones? Skin types. Okay, so I'm just going to take the remainder of the product and dot it on the other side of my face. I'm not going to apply quite as much because with the Artiste brush you usually don't need as much. Okay, just kidding, I applied essentially the same amount. Okay, so I'm just going to take my Artiste brush and use long strokes. That side blended out really well as well. While I didn't use quite as much product, I still do want to layer just a little bit because you can still see a little bit of the redness on my cheeks. Okay, so I just did exactly what I did on the other side. I applied a little bit more to my cheeks and around my nose, and a little tiny bit to my chin. Okay, I find that it's not layering up very well with the brush. It's kind of just like dragging the product. It's not really blending in. I don't know if you can see it, but I feel like it's like not blended over here. Comparing the two sides, I like it applied better with the Beauty Blender. So this is the Beauty Blender side. This is the other side. I will zoom you guys in a minute. I just feel like I said the product is just like sitting on top of my skin kind of weirdly with the brush, like when I layered it up. Before I layered it, it was totally fine. It just seems like it kind of spread the product rather than like blended the product in. I'm not the biggest fan of the way it's sitting around my nose, but that seems to be the case with most foundations lately because I am so dry. So I'm not gonna harp on that too much. Everywhere else it looks really nice. It was a good match for me. It's not too dark. And I would say that it is like a light to medium buildable foundation. I wouldn't say that it was like full coverage right at the bat because you can still see my little spot here. As you can still see my imperfections through it, so I definitely wouldn't say it's like a full coverage foundation. Okay, so but considering that the foundation is for normal to oily skin, I do enjoy the way that it looks. It's just not sitting around my nose very nicely. But like I said, no foundation that I've been using is. Okay, so final thoughts after putting it on initially is that I like it. It's not wowing me. I'm not in love with it. But we'll see after I finish my other makeup, see how it turns out. For right now, I do like it. Like I said, it's just around my nose, but I'll see if I can fix that with concealer. It's also just like really dry in general around there. And yeah, for being a matte foundation and for being for normal to oily skin, I do really like the way that it looks. It hasn't emphasized any of my pores for sure. I do think they look a little bit smaller as well. So yeah, for right now, I really like the foundation. I'm going to go finish the rest of my makeup and then I will check back with you guys. Alright guys, so I just finished my makeup and I will share a couple more thoughts with you and then I'll check back much later during the day and see how the makeup is holding up. So I actually really do like the foundation. It is settling around my nose just a little bit, but after I set it with powder and then with the setting spray and stuff, I feel like it helped the dryness a little bit, so it doesn't look quite as dry. I also do feel like it definitely minimized my pores in this region. They're much smaller and I didn't use the pore minimizing primer as you saw. Around the rest of my face it looks really, really nice. The only place that it's really settling is like I can see it starting to settle in my smile lines, but that does happen with most foundations as well. So for right now, I really like the look of the foundation. So I'm going to continue to wear this foundation for the rest of the day and then I will check in with you guys a bit later and we'll see how the foundation held up. Alright guys, see you soon. Alright guys, so it's been about 7 hours since I last saw you and I'm just here to do my final check-in with the foundation. So overall, I really like the way this foundation still looks. I mean, I didn't do anything too rigorous or anything like that today. I do notice that it is quite dry on my nose and a little bit around my nose, but it's nothing major or anything crazy. I really like the way this foundation looked. It didn't settle into my smile lines any more than it had. So I feel like if I set it with some powder there, I'll like not crease at all. So I'm gonna try that out again. But for how dry my skin is, and considering it says it is a matte and poreless foundation for normal to oily skin, I really like the way that it looks on my really dry, dehydrated skin. I don't feel like it oxidized at all. It still matches the rest of me really well. Like I said, it's definitely not like a super full coverage foundation. It's probably a light, medium, buildable foundation, but I do really like the way it looks. As for which side I like better, I don't see much of a difference, but I did like how the Beauty Blender applied the product better. I felt like it was a little bit less effort just because when I layered it with the Artiste brush, I feel like it kind of spread out a little bit funny. But yeah, overall, I really like this foundation for the winter months, and because I'm so dry, I think I might mix it with like the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation, like a more luminous glowy foundation. But even as it's like on its own, I really enjoyed the foundation. It cost me $6.99 at the drugstore and I like it better than the $56 foundation that I tried out in my last video. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. I'm giving this product a thumbs up. Also, if you like this makeup look that I'm wearing, be sure to check out my last video. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye! I swear I'm not farting, it's just my foundation. It's just my foundation. What? But I feel like the foundation still held up really, really well. I took a nap, didn't come off. Had a nosebleed, didn't come off. Ate tacos, didn't come off. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Sorry, this isn't, you're not serving. Like, you don't need to say it. Thanks so much, guys. Great rest of your night. No, I just ate so many tacos.